Hello everyone, it's Sabo, and today is the third part of the first trial in The Great Ace Attorney. This has been the longest first trial I've ever been through, longer than Apollo Justice. But you know what? I'm having fun, and I hope you guys are having fun. There's been a great upset here. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why the sudden ingress to my courtroom? Ha! Judicial assistant, and a woman no less. As the rules state, a females are not permitted in the court of law other than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I only asked for 5 minutes of time. That's a vital evidence I must hand over to the defense. Ha! You're too late, little girl. The trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes? I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency, I am most grateful. Here we go. We have our third person. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please simply accept this for now. What is this? A report about something, written in English. It's Giselle's research. The Englishwoman's. After trials resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory, the medical facility, and bought this paper. Yes, that's right, Ms Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So this research, whichever it is, has something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I've been able to listen to the proceeding of the trial myself. Oh no, of course not. Special characteristics of Curie and the effect on human subjects. Interesting. Curie? What's that? I've never heard of it. Have I one before? Its time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could in the note just inside of the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eyes over it. This is wonderful, thank you. Little Bell's report, okay. Let's give it a quick read. Goodbye then, and good luck. You've heard long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. Let's read this. The poison is made by from the bark of a certain tree in South America. The hunters of the region have used ancient time to incapacitate their prey, which is characteristic. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even menacing dose. Due to entry, the above entrance through a wound such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to disability to render human bodies paralytic, it is believed the toxin can have applications of the anesthetic or of a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of full body paralysis must be found first. Interesting. Right. I asked the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does the either case have evidence to present to the court? If not, but Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This is really our last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have a new evidence. That look, the unyielding style, true Japanese warrior. Very well. Ms Brett? Yes, Your Excellency? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer? It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not very much longer till tea time. I have to politely decline. No? Forgive me, Ms Brett, it seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question, however, I must ask you to treat it as an order. I've said many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, my dear lady. Sir Counsel, what is the new evidence that demands the court's attention?
Yes!
Miss Jezebel Brett, We understand you're studying under Dr. Wilson at University doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison. What? Poison? Where are you going with this, Council? A toxin known as Curea, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death. What? What complete and utter nonsense. Curea, you said? I never heard of it. You would have done. What do you mean? I mean, you wouldn't have heard of Curea before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they've never identified Curea. Why? Because there is no test that can available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? Order. Council, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Curea has long been used by the tribespeople in South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known amongst the European doctors and scientists to lace their arrows. Reports state that it's produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe in the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by this arrow, the Curea will suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Ms Brett? Objection! Trumpery. These dispersions are upper trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered with this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. Other diners would have noticed. That is true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. But it's instant death. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that Curea was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment the toxin enters the system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, the afflicted victim loses all strength and are unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible sign of pain at all. How terrible. Obviously, if a man lost all his strength and muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. With a chair under him to support, Dr. Wilson did, the effects would go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison causes instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe that it causes muscles to control respiration to fail. Respiration. In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That is hideous. To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly Curea poison. Interesting. And your suggestion is that this bottle, Counsel, does actually contain this terrifying poison? Objection. This is all very convenient, isn't it? Here's to unknown poison for which there's no mean of testing. What happy tale for the defendant. But, if I may, all these facts. You think you're so clever, but you must be taught some manners. Shut up. It's you who must be taught. Of course. Dear lady. So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another honest after work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Ms Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever you do mean. Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Attention!
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great idea of Japan is breaking the rules. Ha 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 ha. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why not? Is she gonna drink from the bottle to prove that, yeah, she's gonna drink from the bottle to prove that she's innocent. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boy. Let me read this. Okay. Okay. There's nothing to say anything about when it expires, sorry. To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. You little police games and this foolish courtroom antics is laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers. She's going to drink it. Wait, what? What are you doing? No sparkle left at all. I'll probe over the shabby affair. Goodness. Whatever is the matter, you all look quite stunned. So, no Carrara. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're trying to say? Ahaha. You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course. That's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here, in this grand venue. It's most kind. Grr. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time. For the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Yes, dear lady. You are most gratified with the assistance you have given us. This doesn't make sense. There had to be some poison in the bottle. So how did she swallow that whole glass at the table? I don't understand it. Well, suppose nothing else. This Far Eastern charade will make for an interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to be poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have killed over death. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. The bottle of water. The bottle of water. It doesn't contain the poison, I think. What? Why? Ryunosuke? Is it obvious? If there was poison in there, she'd have been dead by now. Sometime, doting naivety astounds me, but sometimes it's in need of a good staining. As the two is as dark as your uniform. Oh, is that what the color is supposed to represent? Bang. That was a guileless, oh dang! My first penalty. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. You serious? Objection. You fool. Are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Ms Brett drink the water for me. That's fine. Which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? Hmm? I need to think it through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer's in the evidence we have in the courtroom so far. Has to be. Very well. If the defense really tends to answer this claim, then I must ask you to support the essential evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposedly poisoned water from his cave? Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh! Wait! Is it the car? I fixed the car. See the defense, or should I say? Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong, god damn it. I was so sorry that was that. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. I'll think it through, 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 I'll think it through. Okay. Oh, bodily wound.
Yes.
Bodily wound. That's this riddle. It's like that Ms Brett's own research report. That's not a valid complaint. No? After all. You don't speak English. That report is such a gibberish. Yeah. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest. I'm just reading Sartor's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in a society by court. You would direct us to the Person Section Council. This section of the report revealed the alleged answer. It's the fact that it has to be special characteristics. It has to be in the wound. Special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this Kura poison. And how, but it's left me curious as to about something. Oh, counsel? Well, it sounds as though the indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the head of arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. We've been led to believe yes. And the point of hunting is to catch a prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean that there would be traces of poison left in the prey that the hunter were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in the research paper here, under special characteristics. It says this: the poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what is written it like this. When Kura enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when entered the body via the mouth, it has no poison effect whatsoever. What? Ms Brett, you authored this research. You knew Kura's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make. Oh, I know how it was wounded. It was the. And then we have medical report. Let's go through. Yeah. You're at danger to yourself. Ms Brett, you meddling little. Oh, the swan's alive. Perhaps Galleon. And her mask changed. Well, you're not scared. It turns out you are even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer? Objection. All this poison to as fast as sure. I've had to see how possibly. So, ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. Some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid the knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? The schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish flaw? Because even your brain has managed to deduce to very safe to ingest. But it seems like he is in fact unusualized by the acidic nature of the gastric suckers. Oh yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers, what are there? So if that lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it. No, there is an answer to that. I figured it out, Bucko. That's right. Good gracious. That basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order in the court, order. The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes, this correct poison is completely irrelevant to the case of trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. That's where you're wrong, Bucko. What's this running up inside of me? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like, and more than anything else, this animalistic desire to take down my prey. Is he gonna do it? He did it! He did it! He did it! He did the objection. He did it. I don't think so, this Jazelle rat. How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both of you, the victim, followed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Huh? Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. Oh, baby, we got the evidence. We got the facts. We got the proof. We got the proof.
Take that!
That's where you're wrong, Bucko. As Ms Brett rightly pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was one fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effect occurs only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person without injuries, drinking is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside of the mouth for the person drinking the poisoned water inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been at the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ms Brett, you have acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are so puerile. What? What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll know soon enough. You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No, I mean, it could just... She's gonna break it. Yep, I knew it. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No. What is it? What just happened? Is the English woman? She smashed the bottle. Is it food core? Is it got terrible blood? Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect as much of the water from the glass as possible at once. You're wasting your time. The delightful carpet under my feet was a gift for the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology or presence of mind to recover it. Ah ha 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 ha. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench. Oh, why did I say hump? And shout as much as you like, little boy. I'm afraid you'll never know now, will we? If there was really poison in the bottle or not. And let us not forget, you just have opaque evidence left intact. The gun. Is that right? Counsel for the prosecution. Oh, of course. You've heard of this photograph as a print, of course. Yeah, the shock. That's right, really looking at this photograph is clear as day, isn't it? Well, Professor was sitting with back to me.
Objection!
No, he killed the victim that day. He's a career. Then ordered to frame Yunosuke Hoda for the crime. You waited to pick the gun before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn away the dead professor from his chair. You see, that everyone's the possibility to commit that crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man, right? Let me check this. If he's fit. A hidden gun, you say? And shoot Professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry. But you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in the cold blood by the accused, Yunosuke Hoda. It's unbelievable. How could this happen? We had her, but now he's really gonna get away with it. The way she destroyed the evidence. Yunosuke, yes, we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What do you mean? We've lost vital pieces of evidence, that's true. But so if there's any clue left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head. You told me before that your powers of observation, I said observation, really weird, were the one thing you could really depend on. But yes, that's true. But I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back now again. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every colour, every smell. What I saw, what I felt. Every colour. Okay. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in this vibrant memory, the scene in my head. Could that be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? There is a clue. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Haha. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Yunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe that smug smile off the Englishwoman's face with some evidence. And alright, I can't wait. It's because it's been niggling me for a while, but something feels amiss in my memories today. Whatever it could be the key to arriving to the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's killer must be. It's the blood.
Take that!
First, Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away. What do you think about that bottle being smashed? As you said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wondered, therefore, if you perhaps took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak you took from the victim's table that day. Wait a minute. Where are you going with this? Shut up. Where are you going with this, little boy? It's just the memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene in this photograph fit with my own eyes that day. As I saw the wooden base of the plate the steak was served on, there was a splattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. And suppose I had shot Dr. Wilson from the chest from the front, there's no way the blood from the victim would have ended up directly behind him. Ah, yes. For blood had made it onto the plate, that implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter, which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Jezebel Brat, I beg your pardon? This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accuser has apparently just remembered seeing? Hold it. This could be the moment my entire career in the police force have been waiting for. Inspector, you mean? Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence for the scene of the crime. I took it, neat and all. I don't care if you call me Crime TV because of it. You did what? I took the steak you had been eating, Ms Brett. I took the steak from that the sergeant had been eating. I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out whether or not there's been a blood stain on Ms Brett's plate. We must examine it. Now. Inspector. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Was there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Pity, Inspector, the blood man. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. No, no blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible. I know that, so I'm sure of it. It was right down the table. Wait. Oh, yep, no. Yep. Well, I'm becoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ah, I couldn't agree more. In this case of disgrace by the Empire, I believe you may have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. Let's all pretend this attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch, but do promise the best to forget about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the fact to us all clearly. The sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again. Be my guest. No, we got it. No, we got it. We got it. No. What's the place I saw? No, it's nice. No, the different plates. The different plates. I can see it. I'm a visionary. I can see it, man. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in yourself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. The evidence as the evidence. Oh, I presume any further examination of the evidence is trial will be unnecessary. Does the defendants have any objections? I absolutely have an objection. Your Excellency, please wait. The plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue reveals something truth. At the moment I'm just waffling, but I have a feeling that the truth is within the truth. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I would not be able to turn a blind eye anymore to unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Ms Brett, but we must ensure further examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until complete satisfied with all reasonable doubt has been expelled. I see. As a newly preferred ally of my country, this is still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will clearly show the court what you're alluding to. Okay. Okay, what is that flaw? Okay. Oh, dang it. Is there lack of blood right here? Oh! What the? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. Oh! I knew it! I knew that coin! That coin from earlier was gonna come back, yes! Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes. And apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition, I imagine very valuable. This isn't the first time today they've been mentioned that coin. Yes! I've heard of it. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yeah, no. We figured it out. We figured it out, people. We have figured this one out. I have to present it. I'm presenting it.
Got it.
Good gracious. That's a Koban. What on earth? Horror error one at that. Ms Brett, this in fact beefsteak you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Yo. Yeah, no, we've got it. Everything's locked in. I've gotten the evidence. Tell me why there's an old coin seemingly hidden under the meat. What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is. I want to find out no part of it. If I just see how this is relevant, a coin under the meat. Like oh no. This circles back to the beginning. Don't be absurd. You were supposed to believe this was an accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban coin just happened to be hidden beneath that piece of steak. Yeah, that turns out to be irrelevant to the case. Vip. Yes. It's not a coincidence. I have the answers. I know this answer, man. Yes, counsel. A rare Hoei Koban coin just happens to be hidden under that piece of steak. Yeah, that turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give up my lawyer job right now. By all means, don't let that stop you. Don't invite you anyway. Shut up. Perhaps, little boy, you should realize this is you that is irrelevant, even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essentially ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what he's doing under that steak. The owner. Yes. Oh, I'm so amped. I'm so pumped. Oh my god, finally, it's all linked together. It's all... It's like the spell of polymerization. We have fused the evidence and the situation together to get the answer. The antique dealer, the owner of Asute, Curio Kurikata, as in Mr. Cucumber something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man testified only alongside the military sergeant, correct? And he said he lost his coin. Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Kaban coin when it happened. At the moment the gun was fired. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were we doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hori era Koban, my prize coin. He was looking for the Koban coin, remember? Then this Hori era Koban. Do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No, please. Why would Kurikata's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beef steak and the plate? It's not the victim's plate. Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurikata back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses to this that testified earlier back here. Without a moment's delay. Nah, it's because the sergeant was trying to steal the coin. We got this. We've got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah. I figured it out. I've gotten the evidence. I have everything's working together. Everything's fusing together. Yes. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. We can do this. We can do this. I'm in the zone right now. Nothing can distract me from what's about to happen, from the greatness on the way. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize it's dinner time for little baby Idol? If my son's belly is empty, he's fisting a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police, we were like miserable dogs. And forced to bear false witness. And when cast was close to myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, or worthless withered antique. Nothing more than I have to say. The sun has set on this Vasute ownership's existence. Be it as it may, Kurikata-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Vasute memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban? Wow! Yes. That's it. He caught the knife with his toe. The very one, that exact one it is. The splendiferous Hori treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. It can be. As I thought. Young man, enlighten me this discovery. Put me on my misery. Where was this treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found the coin sandwich between the beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seeds and meat's juices. Seeds sandwich? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly it hadn't been fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hori treasure and a slab of meat and a better plate? Who would do such a thing? Who would do such an inconceivable thing? I know who. We all know who. We all know who. Excuse me, should I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier. Yeah. Yes, that was right. A secret undercover operation. The Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. But that's why you were sent undercover, is it? Yes, I took the job as a waiter in a restaurant in order to flush out a criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same criminal. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already a scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part. The identity of the person who stole and hid the Yeah, we know who it is, boy. Let me give you who it is.
Take that!
There we go. Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant Isaiah Nosa. What? How? How dare you? You. Oh, even the baby's angry. You monster. Monster? I stole that coband, did I? I'm the master thief at La Carnival, am I? You seriously accusing me of these crimes, did I? Well, it wasn't me, it was Ido. He's the mastermind behind it all. Ido? Huh? You wouldn't push the blame of the crime to your child, would you? She used the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Yeah. Yes. Yes. We finally had a breakdown. We finally had a breakdown. We've had our first breakdown. He put it to Sergeant Isayasa, preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Do any of you know of the extraordinary low wages the Imperial Army pays those expected to keep our country safe? I understand that temporary increase in taxation owing to the recent increase in conflict remain in place. And I've heard that it's hard for lower Viking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you're stealing things at the restaurant. The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife or fork even, which is worryingly believable. And the target that there was the old man and his Koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket, and without trouble, yeah. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak, but I was halfway through devouring it when it happened. Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot, I knew that the police conducted a search and found a coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too, so I hid the incriminating evidence as far as I could on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping they'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Hmm. 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 This is ridiculous. Perhaps you carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? Well, Ms Brett? Of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you for any longer at all. Wrong, Bucko. May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency. Indeed, the first of the cabal was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It could certainly appear to be unrelated. No, it's not. No, it's not, Bucko. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of that idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. I thought pick up your steak and biting into it without a knife and fork. That's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Very well. Now that the questions concerning this witness testimony have been answered, I see no further. Wrong, Bucko. You're free to leave. No, you're not. No, you're not. Get your ass back here. You're not free to leave. And good day. You're not scared. You're not scared. What's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming. Oh no, it's just something about Ms Brett's parting words. Right. And a good day. got me thinking of something. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Nothing didn't quite add up. In that case, why don't just stand there, make your voice heard, sorry. You can think later, but if you don't call it out now, it's too late, the trial be over. Hit that objection, man.
Hold it!
Oh, hold it. Wait, Ms Brett. What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words. It's from a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Attention!
What new student nonsense is this, well? What part of the words are you talking about? Just steaks have the... What does the steak... Yeah. Yeah. Whose steak was it then? I'm right. What she said that exposed an undeniable contradiction. It's not her food. I'm going to need to see the evidence, Miss Counselor. If Miss Facts are truly contradictory, where's the evidence to prove it?
Take that!
The photographic print of the scene of the crime taken immediately after the incident occurred. He has a knife and fork. What interesting is the plate of steak you could see the victim's table. The steak Ms Brett had been eating. Yep, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? How was he able to put the coin here? It's extremely obvious. Look about the shape of this edge where it's been eaten. You see, I've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife or fork. Of course she did. She's a fine English gentlewoman herself. Take a good look at the steak. In particular, the edges where it's been eaten. It's a bite. It wasn't cut, it was bitten. As you can see, there's clearly defined barbaric teeth marks. Ah, oh! Looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claimed, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks on the steak at all.
Attention!
But, what's your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry. I can help her. Oh, she's pissed. She's pissed. Yes. Yes. She's pissed. You can see her face. You can see the face. She's molding. Yes. Oh, yes. She's trying to leave. She's trying to get out. Let's assure that I'm about to put this Ricky in his place. Just even think of oh, yeah, she's absolutely molding. Yeah, she is molding. Yes. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have you ruffled your feathers? The witness clearly knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. You're not scared. Do you know where you're going with this? I absolutely know where we're going with this. Yes. Now, at last, it's all coming together. Yep. The mysterious teeth marks. The steak had alleged eaten. Yep. The reason why the bloodstains I saw somehow have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Except the teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural. Did you predict, counsel? But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything. Yes, it does tell everything. Maybe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to the conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will provide, without a doubt, who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence, how many times have I heard that today? You really know the meaning of that phrase. Typical Japanese empty threat. How can you be so sure? Oh, it is quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you wouldn't have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been? What? Well, just because it hadn't been shown yet, doesn't mean the evidence doesn't exist. Objection. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already. Then you say the evidence has been brought forward? It can't be. I can't believe you have it. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Yes, Hosonaga. And if that person is willing to submit a piece of evidence I'm referring to, it was so overweening with, yep, Hosonaga, let's go. I feel this to be my last request to the defense of this trial. Hosonaga has it. The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been... That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth mark. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Surgeon Nossa told the court this following. I'd enjoyed chopping my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing Cleopatra's coin. He told us he slipped under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I'm your superior officer. Surgeon Nossa, could you please confirm something for me? Was it the steak you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak? Attention, affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still, I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentleman yet. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted the evidence earlier was in fact Surgeon Nossa's meal. But that makes no sense. That plate was taken on the victim's table. And yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of a steak, nor did she have the opportunity to steal the coin. Of course they didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? It's not her plate, Bucko. No. Wrong. Wrong conclusion. You did switch the plates. Well, after it happened, oh yeah, bang. When I saw the civilian had been murdered right before my eyes like that, I panicked. I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath. But when the waiter announced he was undercover policeman, I thought I had it. Then if he decided to investigate my stuff with me, I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet that was being arrested taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With the military position and timing, I switched my stake with the one at the foreign lady's table. You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable. Brett, you're in a tight position, my boy. You are in such a precarious position. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That's all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant. Yes. So, Sergeant Nossa switched the plates over? It means that he took Ms Brett's steak, and... yeah. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga? Yes. Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Ms Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That's to preserve the evidence. You had to take them both. Ah. Yeah, she's been caught. That's correct. Then presented to the court now. The plate was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. Yes. Yes. Oh, I love this music.
Objection!
I love this music. No, you're not wriggling your way out this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Sure, you're that forgetful. You remember the reason why the steak was to prove such a problem for you, man? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. He thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Ms Brett. There was blood on the steak. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Wilson. There was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound. I believe the defender's memory serves him well. And for now we have evidence to prove it. The plate you're eating from, Ms Brett. Let's not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the brief to a plate, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we can see the blood. Yep, there we go. There's the blood. The blood stain is clearly visible.
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate. It shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, oh, the music so amazing. It's possible that Holder's son to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Rosa from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. She's molding. That's right. It's just about that. He's gonna do it. Yes, I love it. I even had to do the points. She's gonna have it. She's gonna melt down. She's gonna melt down. She's gonna melt down. I want to see her meltdown. Outdone by a Japanese. Me by a Japanese schoolboy. No, no, no. That is so dramatic. That is such a dramatic breakdown. And now there's chicks everywhere. And of course he got the dark chick, the grey chick. And of course some more chicks. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. With some becoming behaviour for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me. Well, Ms Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using curare. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you planned to kill him, the professor, knowing no trace poison would be found in his water, because curare is unheard of in Japan? Yes, of course. I never intended to remain in the restaurant for long as I did. The only reason I needed to see the professors, and it would all be over. I would place my steak and order in front of him to make it appear he'd been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Because he spoke to him, then he would have known. Yeah, such a trifling matter. But the fact he decided to come along to beat the professor, it made her existence known. Meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair so that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at this point, so I concocted a plan to spur on the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on the innocent man? I had happened to know that the professor always carried a gun, and decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had a bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Under your skirt. So I was right. There were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. And that's when I noticed the professor's gun, which he had presumably placed on the floor. Basically, he was sure I wouldn't notice it. And everything went according to plan. You notice the gun is intended? And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed that Hodder was the culprit and I've handed him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. And that's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and the chair around. The cause of this course, due to make it look that the defendant had shot Mr. Wilson from where he had picked up the gun. Ah. So there you have it. That's the entirety of my misdemeanor. Your Excellency, yes, I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me now for the son. So we never get to see her face. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution's in agreement. This cannot be. Takisushi Aiichi doesn't lose, not the likes of this rookie student. Yes. I'm taking a screenshot of this. You're not scared of Hodder. Yes. Is he gonna say this insulted the Aiichi family name? I never forgot it. Yes. Yes. Because this yes, I'm loving this. If the will of the world, may you never forget that. Oh, that was so cool. That was so cool. That was so cool. And now he looks like Winston Payne. Well, Gavin Payne. He looks like Gavin Payne. Yep. Yep. Even in the present, their families are still opposing each other. Yes. What a beautiful introductory chapter. Oh, I was so happy. I hope you guys enjoyed the sheer amount of extreme joy I felt watching this. I hope you guys will enjoy it. After all, it's only been a few short decades since the country opened its door to the wider world. But the Western idea of science is rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel surely that science will still bring a new method of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. It's for the young to pursue. Kazuma Suzuki, yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything in the wider world you're able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed on you. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why would you look so grave all of a sudden? Ah, never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naohara. Oh, yes? In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry on forward, onward. Thank you, Excellency. I love the characters. I love the characters again. And we finally, and it's time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby define the defendant, Naohara, not guilty. Ryunosuke Naohara is not guilty. Amazing. And course now adjourned. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself. I made it through the horrendous trial. You're not scared. You pulled it off. Congratulations. Oh, the music. Well, I could have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. Ha 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 ha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street, don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Hey, congratulations to both of you for proving that Uhoda's son's innocence. Our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result, you know. Oh no, I didn't do any. Thank you so much. If we hadn't had that research report, Ms Brett, I don't know how things would have turned out. Yeah, you were the goat, you were the clutch, you know. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to university and investigate. Your father? Ah yes, of course. Yes. The absolute legend. The absolute legend that she is. Bucko Mikotaba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. No, hold on. You did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it really I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts to expose the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume Academy University, wasn't you? Yes, that's right. Professor Mikotaba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably that's where you met Dr. Wilson. Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Nasagi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will learn all I can. As shown the spirit of this Sogi clan. You're not taking that sort of Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. The blade shows me where I need to go. And it cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp that is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happening to that woman? Ms Brett, I mean, after all. She's guilty of murder. Ah yes, huh? It's not easy to tell you this, but what do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's June Cold after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? Ms Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I am certain of it. What? Why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Inspector Hosonaga. It was hard for a battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. But I must congratulate. But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner to a crime here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's going to bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply do not understand. I thought the consular court were a figure of parts that we signed a friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances you're right. Then, so as long as it's got a serious incident of political nature, it is. Oh, can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government making us think of agreements about her fate, does it? There's an exchange going on. Mikotaba said Ms Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid for the incident. Today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. She was never in danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded we hand over the custody of Ms Brett. They're obviously taking this case before sued committing murder very seriously. We're still going to change from now on. We can make a change. We can make it change. This time a great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt that the woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor, you're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start by having fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you ample food and drink. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Ahem. Let's not worry about the details for now. To La Carnival, will you accompany us? Oh, I love this tradition with the first case. Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend the paperwork for Noho de Sans Felice. Oh yes, thank you. Why did I bow? So Giselle Brett won't be child here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke. I just wanted to say thanks again. That's all. You really saved my skin today. Ha ha ha. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer here, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made a difference though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not too sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help but thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, you can't be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right. It was only right at the very start of the trial. We have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer. I mean, oh no, not me. Would have tense verbal combat. I never want to go through that again. I just did what you told me to do. That's all, because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry. What do you mean? That's the point. Listen, Ryunosuke, do you know what the most crucial weapon is that a lawyer needs in order to win? Trust. The ability to believe. To believe what? The defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. And you believed in me when I said that I didn't do it. I am human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth, but you have the choice to believe and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom you can really be backed into a corner. So being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in, even then, well, that's not something anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person, believing in your client. Let's look at today's trial. I'm a student of law with precious legal real experience, but you never stop believing in me. Well, you face seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking for the truth. In the end, you found it, through your own effort, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. He's gonna ask us to come to England with him. There's something I want to ask you, actually. Ryunosuke, well, it's a favour, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is it? Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. Well, right there. We'll be right there. Let's pick this conversation up again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And yours. And your study to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah, yes. That too. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotaba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of that, the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favour of me. Little did I realise. just how much it would change my life. That's it for the first trial. We've done it. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. And next time we'll be starting the second case. And hopefully we'll be in England next episode as well.